Are you thinking of moving to the Denver metro area and are wondering what are the differences in some of the suburbs? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to share with you the similarities and the differences between the cities of Golden and Lakewood. Now, they both sit on the west side of the Denver metro area, right at the base of the foothills. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss this. Thank you for stopping by my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Kathy Hansen. I'm a local area realtor and I'm also a suburban mom. Now, I've raised all three of my kids here in the suburbs of Denver, lived here for the past 17 years. And real quick, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you all of my contact information is in the details section and the comments section below. Because again, I'm a local area realtor. I would love to help you with your real estate needs and in making Denver your next home. If I can be a resource for you and help with any real estate needs here in the Denver metro area, I would love to do that. I moved my family from out of state here to Denver 17 years ago, so I know what it feels like. I know what it means to move to a different area, a different location. So let's get into it. You're thinking of moving to the Denver metro area and you want to know what are the differences between Golden and Lakewood? What does it feel like to really live in those cities? So we're going to start with the boring stuff. Let me show you on a map where these two are located. So you can see that Golden and Lakewood, they sit right next to each other. And you can also see that Lakewood is much bigger than Golden. Now, Lakewood has a population of about 152,000 people, while Golden's population is only 21,000. So there's a huge difference right there just in the population alone and the size of the cities. And Lakewood covers 44 square miles, while Golden covers just under 10 square miles. Now, both cities are older cities here in the metro area. So what do I mean by that? Well, they have mature trees, big, large trees. They have tons of parks in both cities, and the parks also have the mature trees because they've been there for a while as well. They each have lots of trails, walking, hiking, biking trails, and because the cities are a little bit older, they do have all of the infrastructure in place, as opposed to some other parts of the Denver metro area that are new communities or newer communities that have been built within the last 5 or 10 years that don't have all of the mature trees and don't have all of the infrastructure in place. So that's what makes the west side of town kind of cool, because all of those things are there. And now you just don't see a ton of new construction in either of these cities because there just isn't the land for it, quite honestly. Everything has been built up or built around both of these two cities, so there's just not the open space available for new construction communities. And again, I'm going to show you on the map where each of these cities sit in relation to Denver. From either city, you can see you'll probably take 6th Avenue across or Colfax Avenue right into Denver. And you can also see that you can get to the airport or Denver International Airport in about the same amount of time from either city. And then lastly, you can also get up to the mountains pretty easily as well from both places. Now, if you're working in Boulder or you're going to school there, but you don't want to live in Boulder because it's so much more expensive, Golden might be the best choice. Golden sits much closer to Boulder or the Boulder County area than Lakewood does. Now, one of the biggest differences that I see between the two cities, besides the size and the area and the population numbers, is that Golden has one high school. It's Golden High School, the only high school in the city, where Lakewood has 3 or 4 high schools in the city. So what's cool about Golden is the whole community supports that high school. The whole community rallies around that high school. It's kind of like a Friday Night Lights thing, I guess. You can go into some of the mom and pop restaurants and you'll see some of the trophies or the plaques of their sponsorship of the high school. You'll see some of the jerseys from players from the high school. So it's kind of cool because all of the small businesses, all of the local support of that school makes it feel really small town. Now, Lakewood, like I said, has 3 or 4 different high schools, and both cities sit in the Jefferson County School District. So they're the same school district for both cities. However, again, Lakewood, 3 or 4 high schools, and now everybody rallies around the high schools, right? The parents and the families who have kids that attend those high schools, but it's just a different feel in Lakewood than it is in Golden, with the entire city rallying around that high school. So to me, that's one of the big differences between the two. And I did do a whole video about the 15 things you should know about living in Golden, and I'm gonna link that right above as well, so you can check that one out once you're done watching this video. Another difference is Golden has a downtown area where Lakewood doesn't. So that quintessential downtown, and I'm gonna show you some footage of it here, but that quintessential downtown area where you have boutique shops, you have restaurants and cool cafes or coffee shops, mom and pop type ice cream shops, things like that. Tons of activities are taking place in that downtown area as well. It's just a really cool, fun place to go hang out for the day. There's also Clear Creek River that runs right through Golden as well, and it sits just on the north side of downtown Golden. So going to downtown Golden for the day and then maybe go walking around or walking that trail right next to Clear Creek, that's a fun afternoon. Now on Clear Creek though, people do kayak and tube and canoe on it, so that's kind of something fun to do right there in the middle of the hustle and bustle of downtown Golden as well. Now again, Lakewood doesn't have like that quintessential downtown area, but they do have a pretty cool shopping area called Belmar. And Belmar is a newer outdoor shopping mall, so you get lots of mall type shops there. You have restaurants, you have a couple bars. They have probably the biggest Target I've ever seen is there as well. Also at Belmar though, they have a movie theater, they have a bowling alley, outdoors in the winter, they set up an ice skating rink. So Belmar is a pretty cool place to go to. It is just not that quintessential downtown area like Golden has. It's probably the closest thing that Lakewood would have to a downtown area though. Now Golden does have an outlet mall. There's only 3 or 4 of them in the state, and one of them sits right in the city of Golden. Other than that, if you're looking for mall type shopping, Belmar is probably it. Now, I also did a video about Lakewood, pros and cons of living in Lakewood. So I'm gonna link that one here right above as well. Or if you wanna watch any of my videos, you can check out my channel. I've got all sorts of videos about what it's like living in the Denver metro area, which also includes or mostly includes the suburbs. Now let's chat homes and what the homes are like in each of the different cities. And I'm gonna show you here some footage that I took of some of the neighborhoods in Golden and in Lakewood as well, so you can get a really good idea. Now both cities, they have single family residential homes, they both have townhomes, they both have condos. You'll find all of that in both of the cities. But each city has a different feel when it comes to residential living or the residential lifestyle, because Golden is much older than Lakewood. Golden was discovered in like the 1800s. So there are some historic places in Golden. There are some really old homes in Golden as well, much older homes than what is in Lakewood. Now, they're not all really old, but you will occasionally find a really cool one from like the early 1900s or something like that. Kind of neat. And Golden also sits right at the base of the foothills, and there's parts of unincorporated Golden that are not in the city proper itself, that are in the mountains. So you feel like you're in the foothills, you're in the mountains, away from it all, where Lakewood doesn't have any of that style of living. Now, the average sales price in May 2023 for Golden was $819,000. And Lakewood has a little more affordable average sales price in May, again, 2023, of about $592,000. Now, both cities, you're gonna find luxury homes, luxury living in each city, but because Lakewood is much bigger, obviously you're gonna find probably more in the luxury side. You're gonna find more in the starter home section. You'll have more condos and more townhomes in Lakewood than you do in Golden. Now, Lakewood has a vast array of homes, just like Golden does. And they also have a newer community. And when I say newer, it was built in the late 1990s, early 2000s. Now, this community called Solterra, and I'm going to show you some footage of that as well. Now, Solterra has a Tuscany feel to it, but it's a big master plan community in Lakewood. Again, it's about 20 years old, 15 years old at this point. And they do have an HOA there. They have the big community clubhouse. They have the big community pool. There's tons of parks and trails and things like that. So if you're looking for that master planned community, Lakewood and Solterra might be the spot for you. And Solterra has luxury homes, they have single family homes, they have patio homes, they have townhomes there. It's a really large community, and that's about the only big master plan community in either city, quite honestly. Now, Lakewood typically doesn't have HOAs, which is why people attract to Lakewood or why they like Lakewood. And Golden doesn't have a lot of HOAs as well. But Lakewood, you'll find big sprawling ranches, you'll find bigger lot sizes in Lakewood than typically in other parts of the Denver metro area. And you'll also find all different types of homes, many of them that were built in the 1950s through the 1980s. Now, some of the biggest employers in the area are St. Anthony's Hospital, which is in Lakewood, and also the Federal Center. Now, the Federal Center in Lakewood, that is the largest conglomerate of federal agencies outside of the Washington, D.C. area. So two of those big employers right there in Lakewood. In Golden, one of the biggest employers is going to be the Coors Brewing facility. And again, that small town feel in Golden. If you live in Golden, you probably have a family member that works for Coors or you know somebody who does. And then in Golden is also the School of Mines. Now this is an engineering college that's right there really, really close to the downtown area, which also makes the downtown area kind of cool because you get some of that youthful vibe. Now I'm not talking crazy college kids. Again, these are smarty pants. This is an engineer school. Those crazy college kids that you traditionally are thinking, those are up in Boulder at CU, not at the School of Mines in Golden, Colorado. So it's kind of cool to see the downtown area flocked with college kids there as well. And both cities, well, each of them have easy access to any of these large employers. And any of them you would not even have to get on the highway to get to. You would be taking side streets or a major road thoroughfare to get through, but you wouldn't be hopping on any highways. So traffic would not be an issue if you worked at one of those big employers and you lived in Golden or Lakewood. Now, both Golden and Lakewood have access to tons of outdoor activities. Both cities, again, are filled with parks. They have tons of trails for mountain biking or biking, hiking, walking, running, all of those kind of things. Golden is also home to Splash Water Park. Now, this is a water park that's got the tubes and the slides and the big water activity play area with the big dumpy buckets, that kind of thing. Really kind of cool. If you live in Golden, you get a discount on entrance and it's not expensive. I want to say tickets are like 12 or 15 bucks a day. So it's not super expensive, but a fun place to go spend the day. And Lakewood is home to Bear Creek Lake Park. Now at Bear Creek Lake Park, they have two lakes there. One that has like a beach entrance, or as close to a beach as what we're gonna have here in Colorado. But lots of people go out there and spend the day out there. You can take your paddle boards out there. There's tons of people paddle boarding on the weekends there at Bear Creek Lake Park. And then in the other lake, you can fish, you can take boats, but I don't believe they can be motorized boats there. Bear Creek Lake Park also has a campground. So if you want to go camping for a night, but don't want to get far away, you can go to Bear Creek Lake Park, kind of fun. They also have horseback riding, they have archery, they have all of the trails. There's a lot of fun stuff to do there at Bear Creek Lake Park as well. So if you are looking for a small town feel, then Golden might be the city for you. Again, sits on the west side, easy access to downtown Denver, easy access to the mountains and to Boulder. Golden is a little more expensive, so just something to keep in mind when figuring out what parts of town you might want to live in. And if you're looking for a bigger town, less expensive than Golden, then Lakewood might be the spot for you. Now, Lakewood, I think, is the 4th or 5th largest city in the state of Colorado. So you can see that there's a greater difference in size between the two cities. So if you're looking for larger lots with no HOAs, or that new tract home community on the west side of town, then Lakewood might be the perfect location for you. And I would love to help you make Denver, Colorado, or specifically the suburbs, that's where I live, your next home. I'm Kathy Hansen, and all of my contact information is in the details section or the comments section below. And if you could do me a favor, if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see more of my videos or you want to be notified when I post new videos all about living in the Denver metro area, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified when I post them every Tuesday and every other Friday. And until next time, go out there and make today a great one.